Hi, I'm Beth,
Hi, I'm Ashley.
and we're Shelf Care.
So today we're going to go ahead and get started with Iron Flame,
How
our
exciting.
recap right before Onyx Storm comes out. So let's just dive in. What do you think about Cat?
Oh my gosh,
Starting off strong.
the worst. So the worst and then kind of the best.
Kind of like, yeah. I don't know if I would say the best, but
She had a redemption.
yeah, she did. And honestly, I think I was like just jealous for Violet and stuff because the thing that really ticked me off is that Zayden taught her how to fight.
Yes, and then so when they're fighting each other, and then she realizes who taught them both how to fight, I was so
I
mad
was
for
like,
her.
my jaw was like dropped. I was like, are you kidding me? Why? Why would he do that? And he didn't even give her like any like background on Cat
No,
or anything, which kind of made me mad. Like, come on, Zayden.
he never told her anything.
But also, like, why didn't she ask?
Yeah, that's true. Well,
I mean, that's part of like
Zayden always says she never asks the right questions.
I'm just such a like I want to know it all.
Yeah.
So like,
I would have asked.
Like, I want to know when you met, how long it lasted, were you ever, like,
was it
everything.
real? Like,
and
yeah.
we didn't really get much background.
Yeah, that was rough. When she showed up in the sheer lace.
Oh my gosh. I feel like we didn't make that big of a deal about it in the book, but like it's such a big deal that she just showed up to his bedroom. Like, yeah. Are you kidding me? I was so surprised that
like
Violet was there.
A low blow. Absolutely not. Respect. Have some respect for yourself. Okay.
Yeah. Which honestly, do you think it was more of a were they ever well, I know that Zayden didn't love her.
No.
But do you think that she actually loved him, or was she just trying to get the crown?
So it's hard for me because I think Kat masks her emotions a lot. So I do think she was just trying to get the crown. I think she was chasing the clout. But I also think maybe she got her feelings hurt a little bit, and so then she leaned into that so that it didn't look like she cared.
Maybe.
But I don't think she loved him.
No.
She didn't act like a scorn, like she loved him.
Yeah, I think it was more of she wants to rule.
Yeah, she wants to be in charge, which makes sense. I mean, honestly, she's a strong leader, and
she is.
I would probably be friends with her.
If you were okay, let's say you were a random cadet.
Okay.
And whose side are you picking? Are you gonna be friends with Violet, or are you gonna be friends with Cat? Because you can't really be friends with both.
Okay, so that's hard because I mean, if you're a dragon rider, you're gonna pick your dragon rider.
Are you though?
I think so.
Okay. Or are you jealous of Violet?
I will say Violet leads more compassionately and she cares about people. Cat leads more like with an iron fist. She has a very strong personality, which Violet does too in a way, but I think that people are more drawn to Violet. Just like Cat's best friend was drawn to Violet. I mean,
like she was Violet's just easy to be friends with.
Yes.
But personally, I mean, I want to be Violet's friend, but I also feel like I would relate more to Cat because that's my personality.
I think you could spill some serious tea with Cat.
Yeah.
Like, I think you could spill some serious tea with Cat.
Definitely.
That would be a really...
I hope that, I mean, because towards the end of the book, they're pretty friendly.
Yeah.
I hope in the third book we get some deep secrets about Zayden.
I want to know.
Like, they better dish some stuff out. Yeah. They better have a little, like, I don't know, a little moment where we get some stuff. That's not, like, competitive, but it's just, like...
I'm excited about their friendship, for sure.
Yeah. And I think it'll continue.
Yeah. I definitely think she was redeemed in my eyes. Mm-hmm. I hated her with a passion, and then I think she was 100% redeemed by the end of the book for me.
I think I mean, obviously you're not going to like her at the beginning because she's an ex.
Well, and they made you not like her.
Yeah, like, because of all the things she did.
Yeah.
And especially because she is such a strong character with all her, like, mind abilities and stuff.
So, yes.
I thought that was really cool.
Speaking of her and her mind abilities, I think that that's almost, like, they say that they're not as strong as dragon riders, which I can see that. Mm-hmm. But those mind abilities can mess with you. I mean, if Violet being as strong as she is, even she
had really strong, like
mental shields. Yeah, she had crazy mental shields. Zayden said, himself that she had the best mental shields he'd ever seen, because they were almost good enough to keep him out. And Kat could still get in there. So
She's pretty strong.
I feel like that's pretty crazy.
So if she's not with Xaden, who's she gonna be with?
Kat?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think she ends up with a rider.
okay, this is my theory, and I know some people have other theories about this particular writer. I think she ends up with Eric.
I was thinking the same
Arik.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. What if she's like goes? No, I don't think she'd go for Bodhi or Yer because
they're so close. A marked one. I don't think she'd do a marked one.
I don't think she cares about like marked ones specifically.
But they're close to Xaden.
I think they're too loyal to Xaden, which I don't think Xaden would care.
No.
But I just think that they see her as something like in Xaden's point of view. Like she's like not a bad person, but she's like annoying to them.
So did we decide his name was Arik? Arik, okay.
Wait, what if she goes with Dane? Wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be terrible.
But I don't know.
So
it kind of makes sense though.
It's
Opposites
true.
attract.
And Arik is probably a little young for her.
True. Well, I don't know. She's
it's only a year. Yeah, it's only a year difference.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So why do you think Dane?
Because it's like completely opposite, and because I mean,
if you're looking for completely opposite, Riddick. But I don't know if he's a big enough character for that to happen.
No, which he's a good character, but I think like if she like really wanted to shock somebody, she'd pick Dane. Like they ended up getting close because they're each very loyal, and I think that they could find like a common ground.
Dane's such a rule follower though, and Kat's not.
That's my opposite.
Oh, that's wild. I like that. I like that theory.
Yeah.
So speaking of like loyalty and rules and things like that, something I loved about the writers is they are all super loyal to each other no matter what. So we learned that when they were looking for the runes. So Kat pulled out a fire rune, I believe. A fire rune. And Violet was like, "Oh, where did you get that?" And Kat told her that they all share runes. Whoever's best at it makes them, and then they share with everyone.
I thought that was a really good.
Yeah, and that's definitely different from writers because writers are kind of like for themselves,
selfish.
Except for Iron Squad, like Violet Squad, they looked out for each other. But it's I feel like that was a big difference between the writers and the flyers. I almost called them something else. I don't know.
I like that, and I think that they're gonna get along pretty well. And I do hope, because at the end of the book, they say that Xaden says that they're gonna come back because of the wards. But I really loved how they were in Erasia with like the flyers and stuff. Like, what's gonna happen to the flyers? Do they have to go back to Corden?
Well, they won't have powers in Navarre because of the wards.
True.
So they can't really do much.
And I don't think Navarre
is going to accept them. Well, and then my thing is, how is this power going to be divided in Navarre? Like, are we still going to be under the same rule?
I think so.
And then, are we going back to Orisha without the wards? Like, it doesn't really say.
No, I don't know. And I think they'll stay because of the wards. Yeah.
Or at least most of them.
Maybe they'll find a way to get back to Erasia. Because if they just come back and like she has to keep going to the school in Navarre, I feel like it defeats the whole purpose of the second book.
Yes. So I don't know how Violet's going to go back to school.
And just pretend
nothing happened.
That Erasia doesn't exist.
Yeah, because Felix, had been helping her with her lightning. He's the only one that knew how to train her.
Carr not teach her, like, he just taught her to
strike.
Just to strike. But how do you not teach like strike at this certain spot? Like, he didn't care about that.
Me, Felix had something.
That
what was he? What did he wield?
His power? Are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't remember what his signet is.
I'm not sure if it goes with his signet, but he talks about. So Violet brings that up. Oh, Carr just cared about how many times I could strike, not if I could aim. And then Felix talks about how it's all you're taking power from the sky, from all of the energies. And so I think he must have an energy signet to know that. Either that or he just knows, because I found that the people that are from Orisha, they know more about things because they weren't censored.
True.
So maybe that's it. But yeah, she's created this like bond with Felix, and he's helping her with her lightning signet. There's no way that she's not going back to keep honing in on that.
Well, he's already. I don't know if he came to fight.
I don't think he did.
No, I think he stayed in Eratia.
Because the grown-ups didn't come.
Like the leadership.
Yeah, Brennan and Mira are the only ones that came as far as like leadership grown-ups people. The rest was all Xaden and the cadets, which is crazy.
Which I see why the leadership in Eratia wouldn't want to fight, but at the same time, like, you're just being like the Navarre people.
Well, and I think, being the devil advocate, I think that someone had to stay, because if all the leadership in Eratia goes to fight and they all die,
who's gonna
run it, you know? Yeah. And I think that was their biggest deal with Xaden going, is because he's in charge. So, but, you know, you gotta follow your woman. I don't know. I'm super excited to see how Violet's lightning wielding is gonna get better, because she still wasn't quite in control.
But she has more control, but
yeah.
I am so excited to see what her second signet is. So, and I don't know, I just thought of this just because we're talking about how Xaden follows her. Maybe it's something to do with control. Her signet. How she gets Xaden to do what she wants.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Do you think that Liam has anything to do with her signet, or do you think that's just
her way of coping?
Her way of coping, a fluke.
I mean, I want it to do something with Liam, but I think she just did that to throw us off. I don't necessarily think that it has anything to do with Liam.
The only thing, and this is way a deep dive that I'm pretty sure has nothing to do with anything, but, you know, Felix talks about energies, and, you know, she's in pretty much control of energies, because that's what a lightning wielder is. It's, you know, basically an energy source. And, you know, like, I guess Liam could have been like an energy kind of thing, but I think honestly it was just something she threw in there to comfort her and to kind of throw us off.
Yeah.
Like people see dead people when they die, or when they're about to die.
When they're about to die.
Yeah. But we'll see.
I don't know.
I think, because I think she's some sort of intrinsic. I don't know exactly what kind. So either a truth teller, so she knows when someone's telling the truth, or she can, or people can't lie to her. There's that. There's control, like not necessarily mind control, but, you know,
like persuasion.
I think it's something to do intrinsic, like mind.
Well, and the way they talk about, so when she was figuring out Xaden's signet, she was talking about how it's things that it relates to you as a person. So Xaden,
and what you need.
So Xaden always was, that's why he's close with the shadows, because he has secrets and wants to be hidden.
Yes.
And he always has to be, not necessarily in control, but he has to know what people are thinking, so that's why he can read minds. So
yeah, people's intentions.
So because hers has to be something.
Well, so something else I
guess
heard.
The truth would make sense.
Yeah, the truth. Something else I heard was that other people's powers are increased by her. I don't know how much I agree with that, because I think some of it's reaching. Yeah. So they said, oh, well, Rhiannon, when Violet needed her most, she was able to pull the knife through, you know, things like that. So I don't know. I truly think it's going to be some sort of intrinsic mind thing.
I truly think that Rebecca's just going to shock us, and we're not going to see it coming.
That's true.
She did say it was hinted in the second book, but through my reread, I couldn't figure it out.
Everyone says the hint is the truth stuff. Like, he keeps saying,
feel like it's not going to be that obvious.
Yeah.
Rebecca just loves to throw twists, and I just feel like it's not going to be that
because
obvious.
Did you have any idea Brennan was going to be alive?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, he was brought up in the first book with the Book of Brennan and things like that.
But not really. Not a lot.
Even with, like, I know Xaden said some stuff.
I know a better potions master.
Which never would I have thought
that it was going to be her dead brother.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Speaking of bringing people back from the dead, and then we'll get back to Brennan because I know that we want to talk about him. Naolin.
Oh my gosh.
Taryn's other writer. Do you think he's alive?
No.
You don't think he's a venom?
No, I think because how is he going to be alive? Because Taryn wouldn't have been able to bond somebody else, would he?
Would he?
Unless he decided, do dragons
Can they
just,
unbond?
That's what I'm saying. Like, can't. I don't think he's alive. I think he was dead.
Okay.
Because it says that it nearly killed Taryn.
Oh, that's true. So maybe that's a reach.
You know?
So some people have a theory that Naolin, that's his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Naolin?
Well, he died because the reason he died was
saving Brennan.
Saving Brennan because he, what is it called when you use all your power?
I think he was a siphon, right?
I don't know if it was a siphon. No, I don't think was he a siphon? No, he was. I don't think he was a mender either. I don't know how
he wasn't a mender.
How he saved
basically. Brennan. I think he was a siphon. I think he was like pouring his energy into Brennan so that Brennan could like mend himself and be alive.
I feel like they need to talk about that more.
Yeah,
more details.
I don't think there was very many details in there. But yes,
I don't think he's alive though.
You don't think it's a venom?
Remember when Brennan first talked about it? He kind of mentioned something about Tim, but it kind of seemed like he didn't like that. He didn't like his past writer. You know what I mean?
He said we won't talk about him. Well, it's not that he didn't like him. I think he just.
But it was kind of like in a negative way.
Yeah, he couldn't bear to talk about him.
But at first I was sorry.
I know.
At first I was like, wait, were they lovers?
Taryn and Nail?
No, Brennan and.
Oh. I took that away. I was like, what? I was like, you have lost it. You have lost it. No. Oh, I don't know.
But I don't know, because I feel like one, they don't really talk about sexuality a lot.
No, everyone's pretty much just fluid. They don't really have a preferred.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has preferred anything. I don't know. Interesting.
I don't think so, but it also doesn't say how old he is. How old is he?
Naolin or Brennan?
No, Naolin.
Well, I think he's Brennan's age. I think he's Brennan's age, and Brennan is like
older than Mira.
I mean, older than Mira, so I would say like 5 years older than Violet. That's just me guessing.
But, yeah, I don't know.
So you think he's dead? Okay.
I think he's dead. I don't think there would be a possibility of him being alive without like. Well, I don't know. Taryn hid so much stuff from Violet.
It's true.
So
it's true.
And he never likes to talk about him.
I thought that was just because he was like heartbroken, but maybe not.
Maybe it's a secret.
So Brennan being alive.
I never saw it coming too. I'm glad he's alive because he's a good mender. He saved Violet already twice.
Do you think that he's good?
I mean, how could he not be good? How could he not be good? You know? Like, if he's evil, it really would, like, change my perspective of the book.
I don't think he's evil, but I don't think that he's going... I don't know. I can't say that. I was going to say I don't think he's going to put Violet first. I think he'll put Arisha first, but that's not true because he came to fight. I don't know.
I don't think he's evil. I'm sure he has...
Well, and he's
withholding information.
Yeah, for sure. I think he knows a lot more than we have heard.
Because he always tells Violet that's what is it? He said that's out of your clearance.
Yes, because he reminds her she's still a cadet, even though that she's with Xaden, she's still a cadet and doesn't need to know all the information.
Which makes sense, but
I think it's crazy that he was able to mend the stone. Like, he must have so much power.
Maybe he can mend the wart. Is he secretly Venom? Does he have so much power?
Oh my gosh, I don't think so. I don't think he's secretly Venom.
But wait,
because I think if you could keep being Venom a secret, Xaden wouldn't have told Violet he's Venom.
Well, I think he would. Because he's not keeping secrets from her.
Do you think that in the third book he's going to keep it a secret that he's Venom from everybody else?
I think he's going to try. Because if he tells them, they're going to want to kill him.
Okay, and then... Are we done talking about Brennan?
Wait, 2 seconds. Let me bring up my favorite part.
Okay, bring it up. No, okay. I was like...
Okay, whenever Mira finds out that Brennan is alive...
Oh my gosh,
and
yes.
she goes and punches him in the nose and breaks it. I love that part.
I would absolutely punch my brother in the nose if
I would too.
he, was presumed dead for all these years and then he was actually alive, like working for the 100%. Resistance. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love him and I would be so happy that he's alive, but I would still punch him.
No, I would be so pissed.
Yeah.
Like, how could you make me mourn you?
Yeah.
Like, that's awful for years. And then my dad died because of you.
And then just like walk out. And be like, oh, hey, how are you? Yeah, no.
No, Mira 100%.
I think that was probably one of the most selfish things that Brennan did. I'm not saying that he could have done anything different.
But why did he leave? I mean, he says he regrets leaving them. But how could he have done it in the first place knowing that their parents were lying to them?
And also on top of that, knowing how his mother was.
I think she's really misunderstood, though.
I do think she's misunderstood. I think she loves her children.
Redemption.
But I don't know if it touches on this as much as I wish it would have. But she sent Violet into the Riders Quadrant, and we thought it was so that Violet would die. Because she didn't like her. Because there was no way that she would make it. But then it seems like at the end of Iron Flame, it was because she knew she would make it. She said that she was the strongest of all of her children.
Well, even at the beginning of the book, whenever Mira and her mom are arguing, she says that Violet knows pain. She lives in pain every day. So she knows her daughter is strong. I don't think she necessarily not liked her, but I just think that she knew if she was in the scribe quadrant that she would have found out and they would have killed her.
So, yes, and it does mention that she would have found out what Markham was doing, and she knew Markham thought that the leader of the scribes thought that he would train Violet to be the next leader
to hide the secrets.
And that she would just fall into line, but her mother knew she wouldn't. So so I guess that is true. She knew she would die.
I just wish I hope that we get like a sequel, like a prequel of Violet's mother and her father.
That would be the best.
Oh my gosh.
Rebecca, can we have a prequel?
Rebecca,
this is us asking.
I'm sure it's in the works. How could it not be?
It has to be.
Maybe after she finishes like Xaden and Violet's story, we can come back to this.
Because I feel like her mom has so much depth.
She does.
We don't see.
And I think maybe we'll figure more about her out in this next book.
I hope so.
Maybe they'll find like the letters that are, in the chapters and stuff. How she has that one letter to her husband talking about how, you know me better, my love, I would die for I wouldn't die. I don't know what she said. Something about I would only die for our kids.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know, but that was such a good, when she died, when she gave herself up, how she made Sloane kill her.
Yes.
She made Sloane do it by telling her all these bad things that she had done.
Ugh. And like, talking about Sloane, talk about a 180. She comes in, she's mad, she has no idea how to fight, but she knows she's ticked off at Violet. She wants nothing to do with her. Violet killed her brother. And then Violet, the letters, giving her one letter a month, one letter a week.
I think a week.
Either way, she was rationing the letters so that she would train. And then all of a sudden, like, Sloane looks up to Violet, and now she has to kill Violet's mother.
That was hard.
Like, and,
imagine what Sloane went through with that.
I think we're going to learn a lot more about Sloane in this next book. I think she's going to be a bigger part.
I just wish that, it just breaks my heart how she didn't get to see her brother.
That was hard.
But I'm glad that she stopped hating Violet finally, because I was getting a little annoying.
Yeah, but I think if she would have immediately been like buddy with Violet, we would all been like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, speaking of Sloane, when she, when they are in the mats, like they're doing their little fights in the mats.
Yeah.
And that one random cadet comes.
Yes.
And she's like, oh, you're Violet Sorrengail? And it was actually Nadine.
Yeah.
Was it Nadine? No.
It was Nadine.
Nadine. And she's like, oh, yeah, and he goes and kills her.
Just straight up snaps her neck. Who thought that was going to happen?
One, that was a really good ending to a chapter.
Yes.
But, 2, that is crazy.
That was a definite mic drop. And then Violet just coming in like and taking this guy out.
I love that part.
Again, what a testament to how far she's come since the beginning.
Because once you would have never given mercy to somebody.
No. Oh,
what you mean? Like
yeah.
She would have given mercy.
She wouldn't have wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
But she straight up just took him out.
After Russin, that really.
Yeah, that was good. I honestly, that's such a good way to start that book with just like a shock factor.
Well, even that, like just starting Iron Flame when they have to come back from Eratia and they like come up with this. They come in to formation when their names are being read
off the death toll.
Yes, I was like, when
talk about an entrance.
Yes, especially with what is Atos? Like Atos, he's a commander.
Oh, he is the he's so General Sorrengail, and then he's second in command.
I know. Okay, I don't know his.
I don't know his title. I think he's a general. General Atos. No, that's General Sorrengail. Commander Atos. I don't know.
Maybe they're both generals, and
maybe
she's just above. I don't
Something like that. But yeah, to just stand up to him. I mean, the flair. Yeah. A little dramatic, but honestly.
And I'm glad that she sent him far away.
Yeah.
But I mean, not that he still wasn't doing stuff to try to get.
That's true.
And how he was just sending cadets to
pick off
all the people that went to resin.
That was crazy.
I wish we would have gotten a little bit more from Bodhi and Imogen.
Imogen.
I can never say her name. How many times they try to kill them.
Yeah. We did. They pretty much just like wrote it off. They were like, oh yeah, someone tried to kill me in the shower today or whatever.
Talking about Bodhi, when he takes Violet to the flight field and gives her his jacket, and Xaden was so jealous. I loved it.
Jacket are you wearing?
Come on.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's probably one of my favorite parts of the romance, at least.
He's such a jealous boy. I love it.
Oh, yeah. I am obsessed. Well, because it kind of takes you back to Fourth Wing when she's wearing Xaden's flight jacket, and there was such significance with that. So then he was just like, "What happening?
Are you doing?" Yeah, I loved it. And she's like, "What are you like?" She's like a typical girl. Like, what do you think? Whose jacket I'm wearing?
Yeah, like
it's your cousin.
He didn't want me to freeze to death because I was flying to you. When she thought he was. This is when she thought he was dead or dying.
Yeah, and I mean, Taryn's emotions got to her.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's definitely one of my favorite parts.
Wait. So, do you remember the scene where they're in I forgot what the class was called, where it's Markham and
it's like the history class.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
Battle Brief.
Yes.
So they're in Battle Brief and they walk in and all these papers are who wrote those papers?
Remember Jasenia?
Was it
right?
Well, no, it doesn't say who did it. It just they're exposing the truth.
Yes.
And Markham ends up lying about it.
Yeah, he said it was a fabrication.
And that's whenever she finds out and she leaves. But that's when he brings in Jack Barlow as a distraction.
Yes.
What do you think of Nolan?
The Mender? Well, he's I don't know. So first of all, I think he's loyal to Navarre. And so I think some of the things that he did were for his country. Okay. But also, how could you poison this little girl that you've been 20 years, you've been mending her, you've been keeping her healthy.
Even if you did think she did something
and you
wrong.
tricked her and poisoned her, and then you continued to heal her while someone was torturing her. I think he's a bad guy. And then trying to make reverse venom, I don't even know.
Well, he only did that because of Violet's mom. Do you not remember that correspondence?
Oh, that's true.
He sends a letter to General Sorrengail saying, at your order or something like that.
Yeah.
You keep trying and trying with this cadet, yada, yada, yada. But it was because she made him, so it makes me believe
that someone she loves is Venom.
Her dad. But I don't know, like, would she kill herself knowing that her love is still out there?
I don't think she would. I don't think he's alive.
Because she did say she was going to go see
yeah.
their father.
I think someone that I think we're going to find out that someone we know is Vinin. I just don't know who it's going to be. But obviously Xaden is. But other than that, I think someone is Vinin, because why would she try to mend a Vinin if she didn't know someone that was close to her that had turned Vinin?
So, okay, so we learned that Jack Barlow's dragon, Bade,
Yes.
died during the battle, but Jack did not because he's Venom.
Yes.
Will something happen to Sigil? Since Xaden is Venom.
Will she bond another rider?
I think that her and Xaden are too close. I think
so
it would
too.
kill her.
I don't think, because she bonded him because it was his grandfather's dragon.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't think she'll bond another one. I don't think anything's gonna happen to Sigil. I don't.
I hope not. I really like Sigil with her little moments that she has.
Yeah.
She has some good little comebacks.
Yeah.
And I think this was during the first book, but one thing I always remember is when she's like, take care of my guy because I'm taking care of yours.
Yes.
Oh, I
because
love that part.
She was like trying to look out for Xaden and Taryn, and so Taryn almost got,
Yeah. But
I forgot about that.
Mad at Violet. She's
yes.
Like, you need to focus on him so I can protect Xaden.
I know. I love that. I love Sigil in general. I am excited for Andarna and what we're going to learn about her and her history, and how her and Violet are going to start working together.
You know what I just thought of? Like, this is so random just because you said this. So, Andarna is a purple dragon, and Violet's name is Violet. It's purple.
Wait, Andarna's purple?
Yeah.
I thought did they say that?
Yeah. I swear, I just finished listening to it.
Maybe I just missed that.
It's like towards when she's talking about her, like, she discovers, like, the kind of breed she is. That's why she can turn her scales look more like black, because she wants to be like Taryn, but they're purple.
But then she also blends in, remember? So, like,
she's like hiding it.
Is she purple or is she?
She's purple, because it has to be. So the way to make the wards, it has to be. Is it 6 or 7? 7 different colored dragons. You have one of each color. That's why Andarna makes.
Did they call her purple or iridescent? I can't remember.
I don't know, but I can't
remember when they say purple. That's crazy.
I don't want to say that they said exactly purple, but I know, like,
that's crazy.
That's the color that they're referring to.
I totally missed that.
But just when you said violet, I was like, wait, purple?
Purple and violet?
Yeah.
I missed that. Okay.
I just thought of that.
I'm so excited about that part.
Speaking of Andarna, I loved the banter with her in this book.
Yes.
With her being a little teenager.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. My favorite is when Violet is fighting Cat.
Yes.
And Violet's like, scratch out her eyeballs. And Taryn's like, no, Andarna, you have to go for their knees and this and that, And they're just like, and Violet's so funny.
Like, this is not the time.
This is not being helpful.
That is so funny.
Have to shut them out.
Yeah, I did love that.
And her always like trying to eat sheep.
Eat people, yes.
That, and Taryn's always like, what do we say about our allies?
Yeah, we don't eat our allies. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Why is she so funny? And how did she hide like all this stuff from Taryn?
Yeah, I have no idea. And how is this baby, because they paint her as this baby, how is this baby capable of keeping all of that such a secret? It's just wild.
Well, when she decided when to I don't want to say come out of her shell, like,
yeah,
so she was like an egg for like 600 years.
Yeah, a long time.
Why haven't we had a baby Terrence and Sigil, like a baby from them?
I don't know.
Like, how do you lay egg, or
how does a dragon make an egg?
Yeah, can we learn more about that?
Yeah, will Taryn and Sigil have an heir?
They have to. How can they not?
But whose house would they be from? Because she's blue and he's black. So like
maybe they make it purple.
because you know what I'm saying, like because Terran is part of Kodak's den, so Kodak is head of his den, and then I would assume Sigale's head of her den because she's the most powerful blue dragon. Like all the colors are head of their own den. So like,
what's gonna come out? Well,
I guess if it's blue or black. I guess.
Well, maybe
that
like
decides.
how. I mean, like you just had a baby. You know, like 2 genes.
Maybe. I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know.
I don't know.
See.
I wish we knew more about that. But they keep the dragon stuff very secrety.
Yeah, the Empyrean. I think we're gonna learn more about the Empyrean in this third book.
I really hope we get a baby. Sigale.
Maybe. But
maybe Terran.
You know, Jack slayed his dragon, and he talked about how the Empyrean wasn't as strong as we thought they were. So I'm curious as to how
maybe that's just the orange dragons, because the orange dragons tend to go rogue.
Yeah,
that's what we learned.
True. Yes.
And who has an orange dragon?
Varish. Oh, and Brennan. I have seen that.
I saw that on TikTok, and I was like,
that's sketch.
Plus, with talking about Varish.
Yeah.
Let's talk about him.
He's the worst. And he was bad from the his dragon had bad breath. They talked about how he had rotten breath. Is this something that we're going to like learn more about? Like, and then it talked about how Bade had like rotten breath. Like, is that something that doesn't matter? Or is it something
like meaningful? I don't know. I think meaningful. Rebecca does not do anything that does not matter.
That's kind of like
she kind of has all her little Easter eggs.
Yeah, which so like, love, is that an Easter egg?
Maybe.
I mean, she goes out of her way to talk about their bad breath.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Varish from the beginning knew he was evil, knew he was bad. Out for Violet.
Like well, he's already dead, but why is he like this?
Well,
why is he so against her? Do you think it's General Atos?
Yeah, I think that he was just. I mean, he was sent there to get the cadets in check. So obviously it was to get the marked ones and Violet in check. And so he's evil because there is corruption in Navarre.
But how did he not figure out about Jack Barlos and everything? Like I think he knew. He knew he was Venom, but how did he not discover what was really going on?
I think he knew.
You think he was with it?
Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Because if he's so low to Navarre, how does he want the lords to come down and for the Venom to take over?
I think that he was using Jack to get to Violet. I don't think he was looking into Jack. Yeah.
But how did Jack keep this from his dragon? Do you think that's?
I don't think he did. Because Bade sacrificed. She knew he was going to kill her. She sacrificed herself. I hope y'all can't hear him snoring.
He's cute. Yeah. Okay.
She sacrificed herself. Like she knew he was going to kill her. So I think Bade knew.
Why would she do that though? Like she's supposed to be loyal to her kind.
But that's the thing is I think that there's something about orange dragons
that they're not loyal.
There's something off that we're going to find out about. There's got to be. She can't just have like loved Jack that much.
No,
because the dragons like are loyal to their riders, but they're more loyal to the Empyrean.
True. That's why Terran. Well, all the dragons didn't tell their riders about the Venom.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of dragons, this was brought up briefly, but there's another mated dragons, and I can't exactly remember their names.
Oh yes. They don't really talk about them very much, but it is mentioned that they've been mated longer than Terran and Sigale.
And how they can communicate from hours away, and Terran and Sigale can't do that. And Violet asks, how long until you can do that? And they say decades.
Decades.
How is that like? How do you gain more closure and stuff? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of mated dragons, do you think we're going to see Andarna mate another dragon? Or do you think that it's just too young, it's too soon?
I think it's too soon.
Because
maybe,
how would that work if Violet had 2 mated dragons?
I don't think it would.
She would have so many people in her head.
I think Andarna's way too young.
I think so too.
But
because you've seen that out there,
Yeah.
like that she mates someone else's dragon. But I
think
don't
she's too
yeah.
young. Like, because she's not even mature yet. Like, she's still like
Yeah,
teenager.
she's still a teenager. She's not even full grown.
Plus, I don't know. What really bothers me is that something is gonna happen to Taryn. If something happens to, I just feel like people keep talking about it, and like, why else would she have 2 so she can survive? You know?
No, it's to make her stronger. But I have thought about that because I mean, like, what do you do logistically? Like, she has 2 dragons. They fight side by side. Like, is she gonna ride one? Well, obviously she can't ride Andarna at the moment, but I think she's going to be able to soon. I think that that's going to be something we're going to see in Onyx Storm. I don't know. Taryn cannot die. If he dies at the end, because
I think I will bawl my eyes out if Taryn dies.
I think that I will be absolutely wrecked.
I think I will literally mourn him.
I may have to, yeah. I think we may have to hold a funeral.
I don't want to see that happen. If out of all the characters, Taryn is the one I do not want to see die.
Yeah.
I like, obviously, Xaden, but Taryn, he just holds such a special place, you know?
Violet's already lost so much, though. I don't know that she's going to take more from her, right? She can't. She can't.
I don't know. What do you think about how Sigel kept secrets from Taryn?
Oh, that Xaden was an Intensic. That, it broke my heart for Taryn.
Because he was so betrayed.
And he kept secrets from Violet
because
for Sigel. And so I think he felt just so betrayed. I think that was horrible. I did not like that. And also, like, I just felt like, I don't know. And they're in each other's heads. Like,
how do you know?
That has to be a conscious effort to keep that.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. Okay, so there was a couple more things I wanted to touch on. How about Jacinia?
I love her. I think she became a bigger part in Iron Flame. She really used that, so translating and things like that. She really used being a scribe to help them.
Why are all the guys falling for him?
I don't know.
Because, like, talking about in the first book, Liam had a thing for her.
It should have been Liam.
It should have been
Liam, and not
she
Sawyer.
Has a thing with Sawyer.
I think it's just like forced proximity kind of thing.
But they're not really that close. Like, they're
once they get to Orisha.
Well, he liked her before Orisha.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Didn't he? I don't think Violet knew until Orisha.
Oh.
But
I don't
know.
Sure
he saw her around.
I think it's maybe because she's just around. Because Violet and she's around, so they see her. But I have a hard time with that because it should have been Liam. It should have been Liam.
What do you think about when General Sorrengail saw Brennan alive for the first time?
Oh, and she was like, she had to take a step back. I think that she immediately was like rethinking all of her choices.
Do you think Brennan has the right to be so angry with his mom?
No. Because, and I say this because he has done things, he kept things from his family for the good of Orisha, for the good of the resistance. So, yeah, I feel like he's giving her this hard time when he's doing the same thing, but on a different side. Now, I think he's angry because she's supporting Navarre and he doesn't. I think that's really the basis behind it. I don't know. It was rough. But Brennan also just wanted his sisters to just accept that, oh, yeah, I'm back. I'm alive. Sorry. So I'm not sure that we have seen the depth of, like, Brennan yet.
I think it will come out the next book.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if they stay in if they stay in Navarre, I think Brennan is going to stay in Navarre.
Maybe.
I don't think he goes back without his sisters.
But I think they all go back.
Well, how? The words are down.
I don't know. I think they all go back.
They can't go back until wards are fixed, because then
I
the
don't think-
Venom are going to
but
get them.
I just don't think that we're going to see another book just in Navarre. Like, I feel like there's just
Yeah.
going to be.
Well, I think they'll eventually go back, but I don't think
Yeah.
that. Okay, let's finish by talking about our favorite theories and what we think is going to happen next.
Okay, you can start.
Okay, well, I definitely think that Xaden is going to conquer being Venom,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that means. I don't know if you can get rid of it. I don't think you can,
Mm-mm.
but I think he's going to overcome it or just lie to everybody. And I think Violet's going to keep that secret.
I think Violet is going to, because her signet is energies and Venom
Take it out
is
of her.
huge on energies. I don't know if she's going to fix Xaden, but I think she's going to find out how to conquer the Venom. Like, with her specific signet.
But if this is the third book, what are the other two going to be about?
True. So maybe she won't conquer the Venom. But I definitely think we're going to hear more about her signet, energy signet, and their energies. I think that's going to, the biggest thing about this book is going to be raising wards in Orisha and healing Xaden, whatever that looks like.
Okay.
I think that's, and I also think that maybe her and Xaden are going to break up for a little bit. And
there's no way they break up.
You don't think so?
They already broke up.
Okay.
They can't break up anymore. No, I forbid it. I do think that. I don't think they break up. How are they going to break up?
Well, maybe they're not going to break up. I have seen some theories
like he
that
tries to
her and Arik get together, but I don't think they do. I think Arik and Sloane are going to get together.
I think so too.
But you don't think they're going to break up at all? Like, she's not going to. Well, that's true.
They're
because
like
he
stronger
became,
than ever right now.
That's true. He became Venom for her to save her life. Well, what he thought was going to save her life.
Because he thought she was dying, which
she was.
But
her mom actually saved her life. Yeah. I don't know. I'm so excited.
Just gonna have to keep it.
But we do have some fun news for our next Fourth Wing related video. We will be doing an all-day read on the day that Onyx Storm comes out. We're going to film it and do a review. Hopefully, we'll be able to post that review the day or 2 days after.
Yeah. I think it might take us a whole day to read it.
Yeah, so we're so excited, and we really hope that y'all come back and see that then. January 21st is when it comes out.
All right. Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks. Bye.